Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
This segment of Nelson Radio is brought to you by Ameristate Legal Planning. Looking forward, planning wisely.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio. I'm Nelson, and we are in our Nelson Radio 2013 year-end show. I want you to continue to check out our Mortgage Advantage, providing our market-exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee. What that is, you freeze today's interest rate before you take on any risk of rates rising as we end 2013 or move into 2014. That rate's waiting for you at the finish line, and then you go out, shop for your home, and simply assign that guaranteed rate to the property that you're successful in your negotiations for. It's a great, safe, and sane way to finance your property. Find out more, give us a call, 888-888-2136, or click through at nelsonradio.com. I'm happy to welcome back to our program Marshall Reddick, the founder of the Marshall Reddick Real Estate Investment Network. And Marshall, as we finish off the year, I just wanted to take a quick look at what it's been backwards, looking back at 2013, a wild year in real estate, where we are today. And more specifically, I wanted to ask you about why investors, home buyers, should be buying now and not simply pushing it off past the holidays. And I want to start with a reference. LA Times came out with an article. The article title was Key Federal Tax Aid for Homeowners in Danger of Expiration. And it's just not the tax aid. There are other elements that are government initiatives that are set to expire. They may renew, they may not. Some of those being the write-off on mortgage insurance, the write-off or cap on interest expense, some things out there that are lingering that Congress may renew, but the bottom line, it's not done. And I just wanted to get your opinion. That is an example. Should people act now, or should they just go right into holiday mode and pick it up in 2014? What are your thoughts?
All right. Well, Nelson, thank you for having me back. Really, really appreciate it. You know, this time of year is the time of year that I buy most of my properties. And the reason being is that it becomes so slow because everybody's involved in Thanksgiving, which we just had, and then Christmas and New Year's and all the different holidays. And so their thoughts and their time are spent on shopping and family gatherings and so on. And so as a result, everything becomes very quiet. There's very few properties for sale. There's very, very few people buying. And so it creates an incredible opportunity because there's still builders that want to sell their properties. There's still individuals that have to sell their properties by year end or have had them on the market a long time and are getting discouraged. And so prices are likely to go down during this time of year. And so it's just an absolutely fabulous time for people to buy. So I always tell people to give themselves a Christmas present and buy a property instead of putting it into a lot of things that they'll probably never use or that will deteriorate and won't be worth anything in a year, like electronics. And to go out and buy themselves a property that they'll have for the rest of their lives and will enable them to be able to benefit from the tax benefits that are so great still and from the appreciation, which is just fabulous. We've had appreciation of averaging 13% nationwide, and some of the areas which we offer property have been up around 20 to 30% a year in appreciation. And we still have positive cash flow because the interest rates are so good. But the interest rates are going to be climbing. Everybody feels that way. They have climbed some. And so they need to act now. They just can't wait. Next year will be a totally different year.
So let me ask you the obvious question. Rightfully, everybody is distracted. Good news, there's less buyers in the market, less sellers, so competition is down. But just in terms of time, not only at this time of year, but as an investor moving in to 2014, I work a full-time job. Actually, I work a lot of full-time jobs. I'm spread thin. How do I invest with just a stretched schedule?
Oh, absolutely. And that's one reason why I created the network that we did, because it is very difficult on your own to find a realtor, to find a good area for yourselves to invest in, and then to find the realtor there, and then to find property management. And that's why we created our network, is that we have the realtors in the best areas. We have scoped out the best areas to invest in, either from a cash flow or appreciation standpoint. And then we have the property management, even at a reduced rate, because we've been able to negotiate with them. We have the lenders. We have the insurance. We have everything in place that makes it very easy for people to buy. Otherwise, it's kind of scary out there. It's trying to find a good realtor and decide what the best area is to find property, and then find property management. It's very difficult to find good property management.
This is Nelson Radio. You're listening to Marshall Reddick, the founder of the Marshall Reddick Real Estate Investment Network. To find out more, call direct, 888-888-2136, or you can click through at nelsonradio.com. I have a couple more questions that I think are key to ask as we finish off the year and look forward. I want to also introduce Scott Pastel, the Director of Marketing for the Marshall Reddick Real Estate Investment Network. And you've been at this, you've seen the master of real estate investment in work, and I just wanted to ask you, in your career, the common mistakes. What are people doing wrong as they go into their investments?
Well, thanks a lot, Nelson. It's interesting, and I tell a lot of beginning investors, understand the mistakes, know the common mistakes, and it will help guide you to the positive results, the outcome that you're looking for. Some of the main mistakes that I see people make when they start looking at real estate as an investment is they bring the same emotional decisions that they make when looking for a primary residence, a home, into the investment career. They may look at it and think, well, what does the kitchen look like, or maybe what's the backyard, and they sort of look at it as a house that they're buying that they're going to live in. A lot of people also think they are used to living in one market, beautiful Southern California, and if they're going to be buying in a market like Phoenix or Memphis, they need to understand those markets, which are very different. They need to understand the demographics, the job market, what pockets and what neighborhoods they want to be buying in, and also what price range. Because if you look throughout the nation, I mean, there's just a dramatic difference in the markets, price points, rents. And so really researching, understanding those markets is absolutely important.
Is that your primary role as an educator, especially with the investing in other parts of the U.S.?
After 9 years of working in real estate, it's really become my passion, working with Marshall, learning under his wing, studying how he became so successful, how he grew a portfolio so big. And getting started was the most difficult part. But now today, I love working with investors and educating them and advising them because, I was there many years ago, scared and nervous, not knowing how to get started, looking at it as, hey, this is going to be one of the biggest financial decisions I ever make. How on earth, do I get started? So
and I would think that's a common mistake because as you're driving around, you may be one of many that are out there that are nose pressed up against the candy store window, but going, oh, I don't have the time for that, or I don't know how to look at that, or what do I know about investing in Phoenix or Indianapolis or Florida?
Sure.
It's almost their own self-imposed governors. And I think that's the insightful note to end on. The numbers don't lie. And what you said earlier in terms of not letting your search for real estate as you would as a home resident living in the property versus what you would investing in as a sound real estate investment elsewhere. There's so much more to find out about. I want to encourage you to click through to nelsonradio.com. We'll put you in direct contact with the Marshall Reddick Real Estate Investment Network. They have a couple of seminars coming up here that I'll also be broadcasting the times, dates, and locations. You can call me direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Scott Pastel, Marshall Reddick. Thanks, as always, for guiding the investment community. We look forward to working with you. We'll be right back.
This segment of Nelson Radio is brought to you by AmeriState Legal Planning. Looking forward, planning wisely.
Offer extended. Offer not accepted. Extended, not accepted.
This is Nelson with Nelson Radio, and you're challenged by today's rush to real estate, all combined with a concern that by the time you find your dream home, higher rates will price you out of the market. I've got the answer. With my Mortgage Market exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates, shop for your new home, all with a peace of mind that your rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Today's rate, protected and waiting for you to purchase your perfect house. Call or click, take advantage of my mortgage experience. 888-888-2136 and lock in your rate. That's 888-888-2136. Squash fear from perhaps the most important decision, your home. 888-888-2136 or click through on strongcreditrewards.com.